Hello there people, this is Bruce Be Cool or nintenbruce here, back again to give you a bit more help on Yu-Gi-Oh! Millennium Duels Expert Mode. And this time we're up against Tristan and his legendary 6 deck. Now, on paper, 6 samurais are usually a problem for many decks, even for a lot of the meta decks, but with the combination of Tristan, his playstyle not being so great, I'll just throw it out there, as well as his 6 samurai deck not being amazing anyway, you should be okay against him. Should be, but we'll go through all the bits and pieces anyway. For those of you that don't know what 6 samurais do, their main thing is that they special summon like crazy, have nasty effects for them being, for there being more than one of them on the field, and usually a good 6 samurai player would go straight into the legendary 6 samurai Shien, which is a synchro monster. That particular monster, pain in the backside, so what it can do is negate a spell or trap card per turn. So that's yours and his own. So if you want to try and get rid of it, you're going to have to try and use 2 cards to get rid of it, whether it be a spell or trap, or try and aim for monster effects there. Other than that though, he's very, very prone to mass destruction cards. So bearing in mind you've got to be careful of Shien because he can negate Bottomless Trap Hole and Torrential Tribute, etc, etc. You are going to want to run those cards. So Bottomless Trap Hole, Torrential Tribute, Dark Hole, Solemn Warning is especially good as well against this deck. And then if you're really fussed about him having face-up cards, or face-up monster cards rather, then whack in a Lightning Vortex. He never usually puts them face down anyway. In terms of monster effects, you might well want to run Effect Veiler, because not only can you negate Shien's effect as well as other nasty little surprises from other 6 samurai cards, but you know, it is a tuner. It gives you options, especially if you run into, synchro into Catasta. That's something I would definitely put into the deck there. Other than that, there's not a lot to it really. It's all about keeping his monsters off the field. He doesn't have much support if you stop it. In terms of his support cards, he can search for monsters with Shien's Smoke Signal, and if you let him summon, then he can gain Bushido counters with 6 Samurai United and Temple of the Six. But on that front, you are just going to want to run a whole load of huge attack monsters anyway, because his biggest ones, excusing the Temple of the Six's effect, is 2100 without synchroing or XYZ summoning. So yeah, run those high attack monsters. Whether it be, you can even do Monarchs, they're really good against this deck type. You've also got, again, a Synchro deck, a heavy XYZ deck, Dragon deck, anything with high attack. What am I talking about, you know, just go for them. In terms of his support cards, he doesn't actually run that many. He's got a lot of resurrection material, like Double-Edged Sword Technique and what's the other one called? I think it was Return of the 6 Samurai, where that gets back 2 6 Sam monsters or 1 6 Sam monster respectively. He does like using them if you're trying to attack directly, so try and push for that. His nuisance cards are 6 Strike Thunderblast and 6 Style Dual Wield, so they require a Bushido counter or 1 face-up attack position 6 samurai monster respectively, and they can either return cards to the hand or destroy a monster. So they are a bit of a nuisance, but that's only 2 cards out of the whole deck. The rest of it isn't too much of a fuss. He's got 2 counter cards to stop a destruction effect from a spell, trap or monster. He does have to have a face-up 6 samurai monster at the same time though, but even then that's only 4 support cards, which are a pain. So just blast on through, go attack crazy and you'll eventually crack him. There are so many other ways you can play this. Again, it's not a great deck he runs here. I mean, you can do Thunder King Ryo, which also stops him adding things to his hand. You've also got Skill Drain, that can heavily stop some of the nasty effects like Zanji. He's the only kind of pain in the arse card. There's a few others out there that gain attack points and stuff like that. But yeah, other than that, that's really about it. If you really wanted to go crazy, he's got a whole load of different, the tribute cards. I think you can run Goes Unmatched. You can really run, Warrior Elimination. That's an old school card. That's if you're really desperate just to beat him and no other character. So I think with that we've just about covered it really. So try and stop his special summoning by either running negation or heavy destruction cards. Watch out for just a couple of his support cards, but still try and push through anyway, and be wary of Shien's effect. I might as well go through his other synchros as well. He runs Naturia Barkion and Naturia Beast. They negate spell and traps effectively. And he's got a couple of decent XYZ-ish monsters, but like I say, stop the summoning and you'll be there. So if you've got anything else to add to this, then feel free to pop your thoughts and comments in the section below about it. There are many ways of stopping special summoning depending on your deck type. In fact, that's really the key thing I can bring across here. So until next time guys, you take care and I will see you again soon.